name is Carisi Masinu. I am the sister of Matau Tunu. This tragedy has really taken its toll on me and my family and the community around us. We still cannot grasp the fact that he is gone, and most of all, he was taken from us. My brother did not deserve to go like this. He was a really good father, a good brother, a good son, a good uncle, and a great man. He has impacted all of our lives in one way or another. He helps the elderly with their groceries, plays with all the kids, and he even takes them to the park. He does all this and doesn't ask for anything in return, because that's just the kind of person he is. Since he's been gone, the kids have no longer play outside as often, and they all seem so bored. He never started anything he wouldn't finish, and now we want to start something in his name, and we will see this to finish. We would like an investigation and prosecution of the shooting officers. My brother Matau Tunu was no threat to anyone, but this officer escalated the situation too far, which led to the death of my brother. We believe this could have and should have ended in a less violent way. Let's put an end to police brutality. Let's get justice for my brother, justice for Matau.
My name is Rose Taliban. Some of you guys may not know me, but I'm Matau Tunu's daughter. My father is known as a loving, caring, generous, and as a sweet person. The way I feel about this situation is that they used too much force on my father, and they did it in a brutal and violent way. To me, they murdered my father for no apparent good reason. I feel that the Stockton PD could have solved the devastating situation in a less violent way by shooting him in the arm or the leg. But for the police to tase him was good enough force. Now in my life, it's difficult and depressing for me to be able to communicate with my family members and friends. It's also difficult for me to be able to concentrate at school and at home, knowing the fact I lost my father at a young age. In my perspective, the Stockton PD was more concerned about the dog's life over my father's life. He's always been there through the good and bad, and the thought of knowing he's not here with me hurts me so much because the officers who killed him took my faith, my hopes, and dreams away. But I'm glad he has taught me the rights from wrongs, and he always told me to fight for what's right. I would always count on his jokes or raps to make me laugh or tear. He has impacted my life and others. We can always count on him to do a job, and he'll never quit until his work is complete and a success. He would pull all his effort into it no matter what the costs are. He showed me not to quit till my mission is complete and a big success. And we're not going to give up till we get justice. If there's no justice, there's no peace. We want the police retaliation to stop now, and we want the police to stop taking innocent lives, and for them to prove that killing innocent bystanders. How can we make sure that this doesn't happen to someone like me?
My name is Jasmine, and my thing is, how can we get this on the agenda, and how can we do an audit around police protocol and the writing of the operating manual, and how can we make sure that that the voices and inputs on that play a role in what your district looks like? How can we make sure that the issues that are happening in these districts, each and every one of yours, play a role in that? And how can we make sure that we have, maybe with Measures A, with the money, how can we make sure that we can find a team of people who specialize in mental illness to answer to these causes and put money into something like that, because we don't have none of that. So I ask that you take that into consideration.
My name is Angela Flores, and I've been working with the family. As mentioned, Jasmine's really been the spokesperson for the family, so if you guys don't know Jasmine, please make an appointment with her. She really needs to speak to you guys. But real quickly, if I could wrap it up, on January 28th, 11:49 approximately, a phone call came in that there was a man holding a hammer that was going a little, he suffers from mental illness. So if you don't already know, they tased him 4 times after they attacked him with the dog. Then as he was falling to the ground, already taken care of by the tasers, he was shot 3 times in front of the community. If that wasn't enough, the family, half the family was taken down to the police station. The other family was at home. 4 officers were there. 2 officers had them sitting down in their living room, refused to show them a search warrant, while 2 more officers searched the house. They held them in their house and told them they were not able to leave. While the other half of the family, the grandmother, who barely speaks English, was held all night, along with the aunt that was there all night, along with the daughter that was there all night. So when they got home the next morning, approximately 8 o'clock in the morning, again, the house was ransacked again by police officers. So if you guys don't know already, please get to know the details of this incident. This was a mental illness man, a father, a brother, a son. And we're here to speak to you with our whole hearts. We're not going to yell at you. We're not going to scream at you. We're not going to give you any threats. We're simply here in peace and solidarity to ask for you to step up and ask questions and get involved. And we're tired of hearing, I can't do anything about it. We're tired. That's no longer acceptable. You all are in position. You are all elected. I am proud to call you guys my council members. You guys know who I am. And I can yell at you, but that's not going to get anywhere. So quit saying I can't do anything. Hold a meeting with Chief Jones. He's been good about meeting with the community, but now you guys are his boss. Be his boss. Protect us from what's going on. If it was a teacher, they would have been fired. If it was a lawyer, he'd have been barred. If it was a student being crazy in class, he would have been expelled from school. These officers need to be taken off of their job duties if they can't handle situations like that. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Matanu, brother of the victim. That night, I'm usually my brother's caretaker. I'm usually the one that always gets him out of trouble and keeps him safe. But that night when the incident happened, I told the officers to let me go talk to my brother and he'll be calm. But they resisted it and threw me to the floor. While they threw me to the floor, they used excessive force on my brother. And with that, we seen everything with our own eyes. The tasers, the shots, them dragging him after he was shot 3 times. So all my family is just asking for is justice. Justice to be served, justice for this to not happen to anybody's family besides us. And with that, they threw me to the floor and got me for resisting arrest. But only if I could take hands of time and switch everything around and have my brother back. With these tough 2 weeks without my brother, it's been hard for us and his daughter. So justice be served. Thank you.
Hi, y'all pretty much know who I am. I'm the mother of James Rivera, who also been murdered by Stockton police and the sheriff. That day, we was here at your city hall. That same day, their brother was murdered. I got a phone call that same day when their brother was murdered. And the only thing I can do is sit on my couch and weep. But when I got up in the morning, I went straight over there to that community. And when I went over there to the community, I braced them just like they braced me. And they told me, look what I have. I have videos of the officers shooting that young man. And then you see that people don't even trust the police, because I'm not a police. I'm a person in the community. They release a tape to. We are tired, and I told y'all that this before. This is starting to be another Ferguson. It's keep happening. Guys get to be familiar. All of y'all know what's going on. It's not no surprise. You know how many killings in Stockton. It's not no surprise. What are y'all going to do? We have a high crime city, and the feds ain't been here. Nobody been here. Nobody's been here to oversee all this activity going on. So we want y'all to really take a deep breath, and we want to know what y'all going to do, because the community is tired. What do we have to take for us to shut y'all down, shut it down? We close to Ferguson now, y'all.
Carry down. Greetings to you, Anthony Silva, and the rest of the council. Basically, what you hear is a community cry out. And I just want to say that, you know, if we don't do something about it, you're not going to just see this family. It's going to be multiple families here all the time. And what's happening right now, as I can see, is you guys don't even have enough room to accommodate the community. For one thing, it's hot in here. You ain't got no AC on. There's no room in here. It's a whole lot going on, man, that Stockton can change and do. So you say you want a change, you want this community relations with the police and the community, but they're not in the community. And when they come in the community, they're actually in there doing things that they shouldn't be doing. Now, how I see it is that, like in the morning times when I'm taking my kids to school, I never see a police riding nowhere. And I'm going to tell you the truth. I'll be speeding to take my kids to school because they're late. And I never see a police in the morning time. I'm like, where are they all at? What are they doing? And the only time you see them is when something happens in the community and they have it taped all off, and they're all out there. They're all out there, or they're out there when we're protesting, we're trying to make awareness about what's going on in the community with the police and how they're shooting youngsters and how they're arresting people and all this other stuff that they're doing. Basically, Stockton, if there need to be change, first of all, you need to start training your officers better to deal with people with mental illnesses or some kind of psychological aspect that they're going through that these officers are not trained with. Most of them, a lot of officers are coming from the military. A lot of them have this PTSD. And when they get in a certain situation, the first thing they do is use lethal force. And that's what we're being faced with all the time. It's all about lethal force. And then after that, this is what's so humiliating is that it's 3-day pay leave, they're off, and then they're back on the streets killing again. So if you want to change Stockton, if you really want to change Stockton, like she said, like Derek said, he missed everything about these youngsters, but what he didn't say is that they were getting killed in the streets. That's a real important part to say, is that we're losing these youngsters at a high rate. So I just ask that you guys try to get with your police department and try to work out a situation where protocol is being changed or looked at.